Hello, this is Daniel Mart back again, and this time around I am here with Mickael Coedel.
Yes.
For those who don't know him, he is one of the animators for Industrial Light and Magic. So basically, how did you get into special effects and animation and all that?
Well, something I always wanted to do, and I just kind of by accident was able to find a an animation class
Okay.
back in France when we didn't have many schools for that at the time, and then I moved to the US and I was able to find lucky to find a first job in graphic design and animation, and slowly just work my way through that. And, 20 years later, almost, I'm there.
Right. And how did you kind of get in touch with Industrial Light and Magic? How did that kind of come about?
Well, that was when I really started becoming. I was the, I started as a graphic designer and a modeler, and then I really wanted to become an animator. So I left my first job and got lucky to find a position at Industrial Light and Magic to work on Pirates of the Caribbean 2,
Nice.
just for a short-term contract.
That was your first job? Or?
My first job at IM.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just worked for 2 months there and did background character, nothing fancy, but I got my foot in the door, and 2 years later I applied again, and I've been working there since. Yeah.
And what are some of the films that you've worked on? You just mentioned Pirates of the Caribbean, but maybe some of the other ones you've
Well,
worked on.
Star Wars, the two latest Star Wars movies, Transformers 3 and 4. I worked on Happy Feet and Rango as a feature animation,
Right.
and Iron Man 2, Captain America 3, King Kong,
New
one of
one?
the latest. Yeah, yeah,
So Scholar's okay.
yeah, yeah.
So a lot of big projects,
Mhm.
and then because I remember in the discussion you also talked about how you did a few other personal projects, like Mr. Hublot, for example.
Yes, yeah. So I did I worked on 3 shorts now. Mr. Huber was the first one.
Mhm.
We were lucky to win the Oscar
Yeah,
in 2014.
yeah, they won the Oscar for best animated short film at the time.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Against Disney, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
And then we followed that with a horror live action short called Cannot, which actually played here last year.
Right.
We won the audience award for that. Did pretty well. And this past year, I just worked on a 2-minute piece with the same group of people, promotional movie for a non-profit organization, and it was like a fully animated 2-minute piece.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've worked on both like smaller personal independent projects as well as big budget projects for Marvel, Disney. So how do you feel those two areas differ, and when in terms of working for them?
Well, like I was mentioning in the lecture I was doing today, it's the in the big for the big movies, it's great to work on really like famous pieces, and like you get the gratitude of like people enjoying them.
Right.
But you are really a small part in the big machine,
Right.
and working on those side projects like allows you to be more creative and be more in control of what you work
Right.
on, and be like really an essential part of those projects.
Right.
Yeah, and it kind of balance like the movie industry can be grueling a little bit.
Right.
The process can be difficult, and it's long hours, and working on the side on those more personal projects make balance everything.
Do you feel when you're working on the more personal, smart projects, do you feel like you're able to expand like your style and improve who you are as an animator?
Well, yeah, for sure, but also to really do what I want to do. Like sometimes, at ILM, I mostly work on action movies. So my animation is mostly action based, and on those short projects on the side usually are more performance based,
Right.
and where you really have to create personality and the character. It's more about the subtleties, and so yeah, so like that I can do both, and I keep enjoying doing action, and like playing with like little robots, and then on the side just do more like intimate projects.
Nice. And for people who are just getting into or who want to get into this industry of animation and visual effects, what advice would you give to them?
Well, be personal.
Mhm.
Just like try to stand out in some ways. you have great classes online now. So just if you can take those classes, take them and just learn as much. But when you create your animation, uh, do it as best as possible, but just try to find ideas in the subjects you want to animate, which are maybe different than what you see. And also, if you have design skills, is also design your own characters. So your student work doesn't work like a student work.
Right.
It
So
can look like a personal project. So when you make your reel, you automatically stand out compared to everybody else.
when it comes to like a visual reel for visual effects, what do you think should be on the reel, like in your opinion?
What you apply for. If you apply for to be an animator in feature animations, like it should be mostly acting, because that's what I want to see. Like what kind of acting choices you make, are they original or yeah, it's all about standing out. And if you do more like VFX, like ILM work, where it's more live action, then just put more action, show more realism, what you can do in monster motion or like creature motion, how realistic you get that. And in some places like Sony where they do both, like you probably and you have to mix it. Yeah. So you have to build your reel based on where you're gonna apply.
Right. And I know you said how when it comes to bigger pictures, you feel kind of like a cog in a machine, but out of the big budget pictures you've worked on, which one would you say you feel the happiest or was your favorite on working on?
Well, like Skull Island, I think, was the most rewarding because just animating King Kong for me was
True.
yeah, it was, and also I got lucky with the shots that I got to animate. They were really interesting and challenging, and yeah,
Yeah.
it was really fun.
I
Yeah.
mean, because when you think about like the original King Kong, it was like a puppet and stuff, and now you of all people get to help animate him, so
Yeah.
that must be a very cool experience,
It was.
And did you watch the original King Kong or no?
Yeah, I've seen it a long time ago. I love the Peter Jackson one,
Right.
but so when I saw the Peter Jackson, I really loved what they did with it. And I'm glad that the new one is very different, so
Right.
you can compare.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I think the first King Kong I saw was the one from the 70s with Jeff Bridges. I love that movie when I saw it. I don't think you would like it now, but yeah. But I loved that movie when I was a kid. Yeah.
Right. Are there any movies that surprised you by what they were able to do with their visual effects?
See if one stands out. Well, Lord of the Rings, actually, like from the latest, or the Matrix. Matrix was pretty amazing. The first one was just, yeah, the visual style they had in that movie was crazy. Lately, the last Blade Runner was really visually just really striking. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. But Planet of the Apes, the reboot, is just like it's mind blowing what they can do now. Like so, yeah.
And capture.
Or is this a realism of the effect?
And then I guess on the flip side, what are some films that you just think, like you're surprised at their special effects, but because they're so bad? Are there any films like that you've seen like that?
Well, there's always, even in big production, like even actually in the Lord of the Rings movies, like some of the effects were actually, like some of the shots are actually really badly finished because they didn't have the time.
Right.
They just had to finish the movie.
Right.
Yeah, but every movie is like that.
With the pros or cons and whatnot.
Yeah. After it's, just some movies you notice it more. Yeah, but it's pretty amazing what you can do now.
Yeah, and with you working in the visual effects department and stuff, you have a more keen eye.
Yeah, also I'm more critical because that's what I do, and often if you talk to people who are not in the business and you watch a movie which has a great story and the visuals are not that great, it doesn't matter too much in the end. The story is great, the movie is good. And if you can get the visual effects to be amazing, then you just have a great movie.
Since you're here at Missy Fee, what would you say thus far is the most memorable experience, being in Missy Fee thus far today or yesterday?
Well, just meeting other filmmakers and people who share the same passion, or even just the passion behind the festival and the creators, Troy and Eric, just creating that, and the passion they have to just bring all those movies up and to give a chance to people who make
view it and
make people who make those short movies. Most of the time they're passion projects, and if you can get people to see them. That's what
Mhm.
that's great. That's what you make them for.
Is there any film in particular that really stood out to you?
Yes, there's one today that I saw. The I forgot the title.
For humans.
No, it was a short, real artist.
Oh yes.
Yes, but that was great.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, I really liked it. But also, it talks about animators applying for animation. It's just really a great take on the whole industry.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, if given the opportunity, would you come back here? Like next year or any other year
Yeah,
after that?
totally. Yeah, yeah.
So you
Yeah,
basically
no,
enjoy
it's
your time.
fun. Yeah, yeah, totally. It's a fun place.
I mean, that's all we have for right now. I think that's all the questions. I mean, again, thank you for giving me your time to do the interview. Brett, thank you. So yeah, I mean that's basically it. Again, I'm here with Mickael Coedel,
Mhm.
right? Daniel Mart, and just stay tuned for more interviews in the future in a few upcoming days. But yeah, it's basically for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.